Hi everyone, good morning. Today is 6th of November and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, in this particular video, we are going to take up the entire analysis of Hindu newspaper. We'll take all the articles along with the background as well as way forward. And I would also like to tell you that you can download the explainer notes of this particular session. In these particular notes, we have taken up all the articles along with their background and all the relevant informations. You can download this particular PDF from Telegram channel. Link for Telegram channel is given in the description box in YouTube. Now, first of all, let's talk about the overview of entire newspaper so that we can understand that which articles are important in the today's newspapers one by one. So here we have Delhi edition. Now, first article that we have, Prime Minister Kharge led Mizoram poll campaign on final day. Not important article for examination. These political details are not important. As Andhra Pradesh alters the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana name, center puts a hold on 4,000 crore rupees of fund. Then guys, here we have one important article, leave benefits for women in armed forces made uniform. We'll take this particular article with respect to the gender justice, women empowerment, social issues, GS1 and GS2. Then again, moving on, not important article, political article. Then guys, in city section, again, the regional issues, okay, rise of number in patients with respiratory problems, air pollution problems, all these things have been there. Then we have advertisements in this particular direction, okay, then again, regional political issues, etc. have been there. No need to go too much in that particular detail. Guys, directly we'll reach to editorial section, and in editorial first article that we have, giving the urban India a better life, okay, we'll see this particular article for examination as what it is talking about. Then after that, here we have this article tiding over, Indian state should ensure greater compliances on air pollution. So guys, we see this particular thing that now as November has started, air pollution, air pollution problem has started in Delhi and in the North India. Now, article says this particular thing that we need to ensure that all the states should come together in ensuring that why these particular to ensure this particular thing, that how the air pollution as a problem can be solved. Okay, this is about it. However, guys, I have read this entire article, but article does not contains that much exam related or academic substance. Then further moving on, much to lose if the Indian veterans in Qatar case festers. Okay, so basically, guys, recently what has happened, this particular incident happened where there were the 8 people in Qatar who were formerly working with the who were formerly working with the Indian Navy. They were given the death sentence on the charges of espionage or spying. Now, guys, on that particular capacity, Indian government had tried that they should be released. Okay, and that particular matter, if it is to be tried, should be tried in India. Now, this particular entire article is just giving the detail, the company where they were working, the company's background, company's work, and all such kind of a thing. Now, guys, for exam specific dimension, you need not to see the profile in which company they were working, what was the work of that particular company, and all such kind of things. Okay. Then, guys, further moving on, we have here article, a leaf out of New Zealand's voting system. So a good article will take it for the examination. Then who goes to quota coaching classes and why? Then, guys, in text and context, today we have articles such as clear contrast in Congress and BJP's social media strategies in Rajasthan. Okay, so what have been their social media strategy? What how they are using the social media, Facebook, X, etc. Again, guys, for examination, I'll not advise you to go in this particular article because such kind of things are not asked in the examinations. However, if you have interest to read it, you can read out of interest, but for examination, not important. Then, guys, after that, Congress trumps chief minister and BJP's linchpin is the PM in Chhattisgarh. Again, guys, basically the article is talking about the political stakes of Congress and BJP. No need to go too much in detail in this particular direction. Then further moving on, Indian envoy asks Canada for evidence in Niger's killing. So recently we have seen that Canada's prime minister made an unsubstantiated allegations against India, that India has played a role in killing of a Khalistani leader. So here we find this thing that India is asking the proofs for that particular thing. Then here we have an article, Bhutan king to meet prime minister today. We'll take this particular article for examination. Okay, BJP expels Rajasthan leader, not important. Ahead of FATF review, center takes measure to implement suggestions. Then, guys, further moving on, we have this assembly poll page 2023. Then guys, after that, there are certain apps that have been blocked. Okay, Mahadev app among 22 online betting platforms that have been banned recently. You are not required to go and track that which application have been banned and all such kind of things. But guys, we see this particular thing that often when we have these betting platforms, they have often become controversial. First of all, whether legally they can play or not. Okay, so that is the case. Secondly, we see this particular thing, the people are taking loan, people are taking borrowing money, and they're using it in these particular kind of betting apps. Then after that, guys, moving on in this particular direction, world page, we have Rajli, the issue with respect to the Israel war that is going on. Much important relevant articles are not there. Then guys, today is Monday, and on Monday, business page does not comes. There is this money wise page, and this money wise page, hindsight bias and the equity markets. So this article talks about stock market, portfolio management, how to save taxes, and such kind of theme is there in this money wise page. For UPSC examination, again, not very much important for our examination because these investment related portfolio management advices are there. Then we have sports page, and guys, after the sports page, in last we have this science page, and in science page, Zika genome and insights into the era of emerging outbreaks. We'll take this particular article for examination. So this is overview of entire newspaper. I hope that you got an idea that which articles are relevant and which articles are to be seen. Now moving on, and let's take all relevant articles one by one in detail. Now, so starting up with the GS quotation. So every class we take a GS quotation, and the idea of this GS quotation is to give you some idea which you can utilize in your essay paper, or you can utilize these particular ideas in your mains examination GS 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, today we have we are going to take the quotation, and today we'll take quotation from John Clapham. So John Clapham says that economic advance is not the same thing as human progress. Economic advance is not the same thing as human progress. Now we see this particular thing that when we talk about economic advancement, we measure it on the basis of GDP, okay, gross domestic product. But if a country's GDP is increasing, we don't know what is the state of inequality. Maybe maybe inequality is high in GDP. Inequalities are not accounted in GDP. Inclusivity is not accounted in GDP. Whether female labor force participation rate is good or not, it is not accounted in GDP. Care work, domestic work for which no payments are being made, they are not accounted. GDP does not ensures that whether the environmental well-being is there or not. It does not ensures that whether vulnerable people are being taken care of or not. So economic advancement, for example, which is seen in the case of GDP, is not same thing as human progress. Human progress have to have inclusivity, antyodaya, sarvodaya, special attention on vulnerable groups needs to be there. So this idea you can use it in GS paper number 3, GS paper number 3, inclusive development, as well as in GS paper number 4, ethics. You can use this particular idea. So this is about the quotation for today. And now moving on. And guys, today 6th of November, we are finally coming out with our GS 4 Ethics Foundation course batch 2. So first class will be held today. And those who you have enrolled, fine, we are going to start it from today. And others, guys, one small thing I just want to tell you, that this time November and December is very crucial for your next year if you are preparing for 2024. I have told you earlier also that only if you clear the prelims, and if you are expecting that only in 100 days that you will get after the prelims, you will read the entire GS, you will prepare optional, you will prepare essay, you will do answer writing, then that might be a very difficult thing, and most of the students, they are not able to do that. A lot of panic comes. So this is best time that you should cover maximum portions of your mains examination, because January to May you cannot do it because prelims pressure will be there, and after June it will become too late to do all these particular things. So if you are really serious for your 2024 attempt, some of the areas of mains should be done. And here two things I will suggest you, that right now please focus on your optional subject and ethics. Now I am not saying that you have to enroll in this course. If you have your notes, please use these notes, revise it, okay, or whatever. If your different strategies there, do that particular thing, but I want that please consolidate these two things, because these are the low hanging fruits in optional. Easily if not easily, but if with a decent effort, you can score 300 plus marks. And in ethics, you can score the marks in the range of 130, 140. In other three GS papers, scoring 140 marks is not possible, but in ethics, scoring 140 marks with a decent effort is possible. Okay, and right now, November and December is a final, it is the last slot in which you can do these two things. So please do it. Okay, and if you wish to do ethics with us, so we are launching our batch 2 for ethics today, that is 6th of November. If you want, you can enroll in the course, and link for the course is given in the description box, or you can visit our website, that is sahilseni.net, sahilseni.net, and there you can enroll in the course. Fees is just 3,999 and features you can read here. Okay, moving on. Leave benefits for women in armed forces made uniform. Now we are going to see this particular article with respect to GS paper number 2 and GS paper number 1, issues of social justice, and within the issues of social justice, women empowerment, gender justice. We are going to take this particular article. Now let's take first of all basic details about this particular article, and then we'll go in the detail. Then we'll go into the detail. Okay, fine. Now understand this particular thing, guys. Understand this particular thing, that as we talk about the armed forces, in armed forces, officers, women officers particularly, they were given certain benefits which were not given to women who are working as soldiers, women who are working as soldiers, women sailors, women air warriors. Okay, they did not got many benefits that were available to the women officers. First of all, what benefits are there which are there with the women officers and are not there with the other people? Let's understand this particular thing. So presently women officers, when we talk about them, women officers, they get a maternity leave of 180 days with the full pay for each child, subjected to maximum two children, subjected to maximum two children. Now guys, when we talk about the maternity benefit act, when we talk about maternity benefit act, so maternity benefit act got passed, and maternity benefit act provides that 26 week of paid maternity leave, 26 weeks of paid maternity leave is to be provided to every woman, so that they can look for their child rearing in an effective manner. Okay, this is the thing. It has been implemented in the defense forces, armed forces also. So women officers, they get around 180 days, approximately 26 weeks of 26 weeks of leave with full payment, full pay. Okay, after that, they also get child care leave. They also get child care leave, and child care leave of 360 days is granted during the total service career, during their total service, entire duration of their of service. They will get maximum 360 days of child care leave. And the third type of leave that they get is of for the child adoption. So if a woman has adopted a child, and if child is less than 1 year of age, okay, then they can get leave of 180 days. Okay, so three categories of leave we have discussed: leave for adoption, leave maternity leave, and third is the child care leave. Now these three types of leave were not available to the women soldiers, who are women soldiers, women sailors, and women air warriors. But now Ministry of Defense have provided that they will also get these particular leaves on par with the women officer, and it is an example of inclusive participation of women. It is an example of equality irrespective of the rank of the women. Now guys, when we talk about government is government has taken up the commitment of utilizing Nari Shakti. They have decided to utilize Nari Shakti, that is using the women power, utilizing the women's strengths, okay, in all facets of economy. And even in the defense forces, for effective utilization of Nari Shakti, women have to be provided equal remuneration, equal privileges, equal benefits, and this particular thing has happened. In the past also guys, for women's effective participation in armed forces, certain steps have been taken by the government. For example, in 2019, government decided that women will be recruited in Indian Army as soldiers in the core of military police. Also, government already has decided to induct women Agniveers. Government has already decided. And guys, already permanent commission has also been given to the women. Permanent commission in the armed forces have been given to women. So these are the examples. These are the examples that how women are being accommodated on equal terms in the armed forces. Moreover, guys, this particular thing will also help women to balance their professional and personal life. To balance their professional and personal life. So these are the examples that how at every step women are being accommodated. How every step women are being accommodated. Okay, that is about this particular article. I hope guys that you have understood it. And now moving to next article. Sir, what time the class will be uploaded daily? Guys, see this thing. This ethics batch will be a recorded batch. Every day you will get access of one class, that is at 10 a.m. and every Saturday there will be a live session for questions. Every Saturday live session will be there for Zoom for the Q&A. Okay. Moreover, I will also make one detailed video and will upload it today on the YouTube channel. You can watch it for the details. I will make 1-2 minute video underlining all the things. Today's class will be a live class because it will be more of an orientation class. Okay. Now, moving on. Moving on in this particular direction. Okay. So, basically, guys, uh, here you can read Bhutan King to meet PM today. Assam border project on agenda. Assam border project on agenda. Now, first of all, before going in this particular article, okay, going this particular article, let's discuss some basic background information because that is going to be very important for the examination. Now, basically, guys, first of all, focus here. Focus here. Okay. Now, here in this particular map, you can see that here we have Bhutan, here we have China, and here we have India. Here we have India. Here we have India. Now, when we talk about China and Bhutan, you know this particular thing that a long boundary is there between China and Bhutan. Long boundary is there between the China and Bhutan. Now, on these particular boundaries, there are large number of disputes that are there between China and Bhutan. And these disputes, for these particular disputes, 24 rounds of negotiations have also been held. 24 rounds of negotiations have also been held. First of all, let's see where disputes are there. Now, guys, when we talk about the disputes between China and Bhutan, so first a dispute lies here in the Doklam region. Okay, in the Doklam there is one particular dispute. Then, guys, here we see this particular thing. Okay, Dramana and Shakhote. Here there is one particular dispute. Then, guys, here you can see the dispute in Bayul, Khenpejong, there is dispute. And this particular region here, fine, towards the eastern side, there is this Sakteng region where China has opened up new dispute. China has opened up new dispute. Now, you might have one question in your mind that, sir, this particular region, okay, for example, if we go here, you will say that, sir, this particular region is Arunachal Pradesh. And here there is a Saktang Valley. Even if this particular region is being disputed, I will use blue color pen. Okay, even if this particular region is being disputed, dispute should be of Arunachal Pradesh, that is India. Why Bhutan's dispute? You need to understand this particular thing, guys, that actually when we talk about China, even Arunachal Pradesh, many number of times China has shown in their own map. China shows Arunachal Pradesh many number of times in their own map and says that this particular territory is of China. And here, if that dispute is there, that dispute is with the China. This is actually a kind of a very dirty type of politics that China often plays. So there are, I told you, many type of disputes that China and Bhutan are having. And to resolve these particular disputes, 24 rounds of boundary talks have happened between Bhutan and China. Now, guys, what has happened because of this particular thing? Since 2016, even diplomatic ties between China and Bhutan have been suspended. So right now, China and Bhutan have no diplomatic ties. Is it clear or not? Now, guys, what has happened recently? China and Bhutan, they have started the 25th round of boundary talks. 25th round of boundary talks. And this 25th round of boundary talks looks to be successful. And recently, China and Bhutan, they have signed a memorandum of understanding. And as per that memorandum of understanding, they have provided this particular thing that a joint team, a joint team will be established, and that particular joint team is going to study boundary between China and Bhutan, and it will agree on a common boundary. First of all, there will be the team that will study boundary on ground. Then on in the diplomatic tables, that particular deal boundary will be finalized. This is something that is going to happen. Now guys, one more thing you need to understand, that you see this particular thing, that here we have Siliguri corridor. Okay, so guys, here you can see this particular thing. There is Siliguri corridor. Often it is also called as the chicken neck corridor. Chicken neck corridor. So here we have we have a very narrow strip, narrow patch of land which is actually connecting mainland India with the northeast India, which is connecting the mainland India with the northeast India. Okay. Now, you will be able to understand better. Just let me erase this so that you can understand it better. Okay. So basically, guys, here you can see that there is Doklam region. I am highlighting in blue. This is the Doklam region. And here we see this particular thing, that there is a thin, narrow corridor, Siliguri corridor is there. Now, what China is interested in? China is interested in this particular Doklam region, and China wants to control this particular Doklam region. So that from here, China gets a dominating position over the Siliguri corridor, Chicken Neck corridor. And in past, China has also proposed the enclave swapping, where China says that Bhutan, you please give us the region, some territory here, and in the northern part, we will give you a bigger piece of land. Now, why China is doing it? Because China wants to hold a dominating position here. Okay. So because of the chicken neck corridor, Siliguri corridor, fine. India is particularly very much interested with whatever talks Bhutan is having with the China, because India wants that Bhutan should not sign any deal with the China by which China gets a dominating position in this particular region. China gets a dominating position in this particular region. Okay. And now as this 25th round of talk has happened, as this 25th round of talk has happened, this little bit becomes a concerning point for India. Okay. Now guys, because of this particular thing now, okay, so first of all, this is entire background, and from here this article will now start. From this point here, now article will start. I hope that this background is clear. Now what has happened, because of all these particular things, some strains might come between India and Bhutan relation. So therefore, Bhutanese king is coming to India. Bhutanese king has already landed in India. And what are the objectives of the king's visit? Bhutanese king's visit to India? Two objectives are there. Objective number one is strategic, and objective number two is economic. First of all, let's see what is the strategic interest. So basically, today, that is on Monday, Bhutanese king will meet the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi. Okay. Why? Because this particular thing should not be perceived by India that Bhutan is signing some favorable deal with China, which will hamper Indian interest. So for briefing of that particular thing, for removing such kind of such kind of suspicion from the minds of India, Bhutanese king is going to meet the Indian Prime Minister. Okay. One thing is this. One thing is this. Fine. Second thing is that, guys, that Bhutan is taking up two ambitious projects, and for these two particular projects, Bhutan needs assistance of India. What is this particular project? Number one is Kokrajhar Gelefu railway line. Now, Kokrajhar is in Assam and Gelefu is in Bhutan. So these two particular towns, that is Kokrajhar and Gelefu, that is um, that is Assam and Bhutan, they are being connected through this 57-kilometer line. They are being connected through this 57-kilometer line. And in this particular capacity, it wants Indian assistance. Why? Because here Bhutan is constructing, in Gilefu, Bhutan is constructing an international airport. Secondly, Bhutan is also looking forward to develop a special economic zone, that is the Sarpang special economic zone. And for Sarpang Special Economic Zone, Bhutan needs financial investments from India, technical expertise from India. And for that particular thing, Bhutanese king is coming to meet investors in India. And this special economic zone in Bhutan will be constructed with Bhutanese characteristics, keeping Bhutan's cultural and spiritual values in the mind. It will be constructed in an environmentally sustainable manner, and environmentally sustainable businesses will be deployed here. Now, when we talk about Bhutan, Bhutan does not bothers about GDP. Bhutan measures their economic well-being on the gross national happiness parameter. Also, when we talk about Bhutan, Bhutan is a negative country. Now, world is trying to become carbon neutral. What is carbon neutral? Means the carbon emission that you are emitting, same amount of carbon you need to absorb. If you are emitting 100 unit of carbon, absorb 100 unit of carbon. But Bhutan is carbon negative, means they absorb more emissions than they emit. So because of that, for Bhutan, environment is very important, and these special economic zone will be developed keeping in mind Bhutanese culture, spirituality, okay, environmental well-being, and environmentally sustainable business will be deployed here. Also it will integrate high technology innovations and will seek to create jobs for the Bhutanese youth. Okay, so for this particular thing also, Bhutanese prime minister Bhutanese king, sorry, is coming to India to seek investments. Okay, so this is about it. However, more details will come today, because guys, as of now, meeting has not happened. Today is Monday, and today Monday, fine, the king will meet prime minister, and if some other details will come out of this, we are going to cover it in tomorrow's newspaper, that is Tuesday. Okay, moving on. The Zika genome and insights into the era of emerging outbreaks. We'll see this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 3 and GS paper number 2 health. GS paper number 3 and GS paper number 2 health. Now guys, understand this particular thing. This particular article, as we talk about this particular article is discussing about Zika and also talking about the Zika virus's genome that has been studied. For example, the genome is peculiar. It encodes for large polyprotein, which is further cleaved into capsid membrane precursor envelope, 7 non-structural proteins. Okay. So point is that guys, that understand this particular thing, that you are not really required to see what is the RNA structures. You are not required to go into the scientific details of the Zika's genome, because we are not here preparing for medical sciences, fine, or a specialized examination for biology. We are preparing for UPSC examination, and that much detail is not needed. Okay, so that particular dimension where they are hairline in a hairline manner, they are discussing what is Zika genome, what is its structure, all such kind of a thing is not important. So I am recommending you, please don't waste your time. Questions on such capacity are not asked in the examination. Okay, and how we know this thing? Only by analyzing the papers and by reading the syllabus that has been given by UPSC. Now, when we talk about Zika virus, guys, what is Zika virus? Zika virus is a mosquito-borne virus. Mosquito-borne flavivirus. Flavivirus means that it belongs to the family of Flaviviridae. Flaviviridae viruses. Now, Flaviviridae is a big family of viruses. It belongs to Flaviviridae family. So, therefore, it is called as flavivirus. Now, it is a mosquito-borne virus. Mosquito is a vector. Through the mosquito bites, this particular virus is spread from one person to another person. Now, when we talk about this particular virus, what are the symptoms of this virus's infestation? Symptoms are fever, rash, and joint pains. Most of the cases, a person stays asymptomatic or mild fever will be there. Now, when we talk about the Zika virus's major outbreak was between 2015 and 18, where it spread through Americas. Now, when we talk about the Zika virus, guys, understand this particular thing, that Zika virus was isolated for the first time in 1947 from monkeys from the Zika forest in Uganda, and as it was found in the Zika forest of Uganda, it is called as Zika virus. One particular thing. Second, guys, understand this particular thing, that basically when we talk about this virus is found in monkeys, and the monkeys are natural reservoir. Monkeys are natural reservoir. Now, understand this particular thing, or natural host. There are two type of host. There are natural host and there are accidental host. There are natural host and there are then accidental host. Okay. Now, what is a natural host? Natural host or natural reservoir is any creature in which a virus is found, but virus will not infect, the virus will not make that particular creature sick. For example, bat. Bat hosts many large number of viruses. Okay, bats are their natural reservoirs. Bat is the one, fine, in the case of the SARS-CoV-2, COVID also, it is said that its natural reservoir or natural host was bat, but it is not, did not making the bats sick. They are natural reservoirs. Then it gets transmitted from bat to human, and human becomes accidental reservoir or accidental host, and from human it will spread to other humans. But when it is going to human, it is making humans sick. Okay, so understand this: natural host is monkey. From monkeys it can be transmitted to humans. The human then become accidental host, and from one human to another human it will spread largely through the mosquito bites. Okay. Now, when we talk about the Zika virus today has spread to almost all the continents. From Africa, it has spread to Asia, Pacific, Americas, and even other regions as per WHO. And it has been seen that when Zika virus has infected the mothers, and let's say those mothers were pregnant, so the newborns, children that are being born, they are being born with the microcephaly. Where microcephaly? Now, what is microcephaly? Microcephaly is a condition where the children that are born, they have small heads. They have small heads. Brain development will not be proper in the cases of microcephaly. So, Zika infestation and newborn being born with microcephaly, these two corrections have been linked between 2015 to 2018. And because of this particular thing, this has become a really big alarming thing for entire world, and WHO has warned that we need to reduce the the Zika viruses. So this is guys about it. And even in India, Zika virus has been reported in the states of Kerala and Karnataka. In the states of Kerala as well as Karnataka, it has been reported. So this is guys about it. Now moving on into the next article. Giving the urban India a better life. Giving the urban India a better life. Now this particular article we are going to see with respect to GS paper number 1, urbanization and related issues. GS paper number 1, urbanization and related issues. Also we are going to see it for GS paper number 3. GS paper number 3, sustainable development. Sustainable development. Now, first of all, why this particular article has come? It is because of the fact, guys, that recently October 31 was observed as the World Cities Day. World Cities Day. And what was the theme of this World Cities Day? Theme was financing sustainable urban future for all. Financing sustainable urban future for all. Now, understand this particular thing. Financing cities and financing sustainable, inclusive infrastructure in cities has become very much important. Today, we see cities are being grown or cities are being concretized in such a manner that often they encroach over wetlands, often they encroach on the low lying areas, and because of that, flooding, urban flooding becomes a problem. Okay, so this particular World Cities Day theme is that we need to finance, we need to put money in sustainable solutions which can provide the inclusivity to all the people who are living in the cities. So finances, money should be channeled in the right direction in such a way that urban futures which are being cut short on account of flawed urbanization are checked. Now let's understand few things, guys. In this particular article, a special attention has been made to air pollution. Now it has been provided that today when we talk about air pollution becomes a very big problem, and almost all the urban cities have degraded air quality. Now, according to Energy Policy Institute of Chicago, it says that out of 50 most polluted cities of the world, 39 cities are in there in India. And because of the constant exposure of air pollution, lifespan is cut short, and around 10% of our life expectancy reduces because of air pollution. And it is provided on an average, Indian loses 5.3 years of their life expectancy due to air pollution, and specifically people living in Delhi, they lose 11.9 years of their life expectancy because of the pollution. So Delhi particularly becomes a gas chamber during the month of October and November, as right now you can see. Now recently what has happened, particularly in the case of Mumbai, there was a report, that was a media report that was published, that is death by breath. Death by breath. Now understand this thing. Mumbai is a coastal city. Originally, problem of pollution used to be into the Gangetic plains. Why? Because in the Gangetic plain, a lot of density of population is there, many industries are there, and here we find this particular thing, that as coastal regions are not there, in coastal regions are not there, and land breeze, sea breeze phenomena is not there. What happens? The pollutants get concentrated in a small region. Okay, but now we see that even in the coastal cities, even in the India's coastal cities, there is problem of pollution that has become concern. Now, article focuses that today we need to focus on ecological urbanization. Ecological urbanization. Now, understand this thing. Up till now, our urbanization has been a kind of a mad urbanization. What has happened? Our urban development was focused on widening up the road, developing skyscrapers, developing the roads which can accommodate the polluting cars, polluting vehicles. Okay, now understand this particular thing. When we talk about India, find motorized transportation by cars, bikes, etc. This motorized transportation alone is leading to 60% of urban pollution. Fine. Now, green lungs of the cities. What are the green lungs of the cities? Fine. Cities, water bodies, urban forest, green cover of the cities, jungles, etc. Fine, forests that are there, they are not being given important. They are not being given importance. So right now, the focus needs to be given on ecological urbanization. Ecological urbanization. What is ecological urbanization? We need to revive, we need to rejuvenate, we need to renew these green places, green lungs of the cities. We need to put focus on public transportation, so that private transportation goes down. We need to have a secure pedestrian path so that people can walk. In India, people are losing the habit of walking. Okay, secondly, there needs to be the separate bicycle lanes. Okay, also we need to focus on penalties. For example, congestion tax should be imposed on the people having cars. Okay, there needs to be the odd number even number plate scheme. What is the even number plate scheme? So in Delhi, odd even concept has been adopted in the past when pollution became a problem. So what is odd number even number? For example, your car number is, okay, 1024. Okay, okay, so on alternative days, the cars having odd and even numbers, the car having odd and even number, let's say Monday is the day for odd number cars, Tuesday is the day for even number cars, Wednesday is the day for odd number cars, Thursday is the day for even number cars. Okay, so odd even. Okay, one day the cars having odd number at the end, they will operate. Other days, car having the even number at the end, they will operate, so that the vehicular pollution can come down. Also, city leaders, CMs, ministers, MLAs, MPs, they should also use a public transport at least one day in a week as a token motivation. As a token motivation. Now, when we talk about Delhi, in the case of Delhi, what has happened? Graded response action plan has been adopted. Graded response action plan has been adopted. Now, what is this graded response action plan? There is a commission for air quality management that has been established. Now, fine, what will happen as the pollution will become more severe? They will announce a certain temporary measures. For example, let's say if the AQI reaches 400, I am just giving an example. They say that now there will be the ban on all the construction activities. Okay, let's say air quality reaches to 450, then they can say that odd and even is to be started. Let's say air quality reaches to 600, they can say that all the schools, commercial offices needs to be closed down. So as pollution will increase, graded response action plan, GREP, graded response means step by step, in a graded manner, some response will be given. So graded response action plan will be deployed. After that, guys, further article is saying that urban commons. Now what is urban commons? Urban commons, these are those facilities, those areas that are accessible and open to all. So urban commons such as ponds, water bodies, urban forest, parks, playgrounds, they should be enhanced, they should be expanded, and they should be available and accessible to all. Sometimes these particular places or these lands are given to high rise buildings for private gains. Such kind of a thing should not happen. Such kind of a thing should not happen. Also, we have seen that last year the Delhi government launched one more smoke tower. They water the roads. Now these are cosmetic and temporary fixes. Rather than focusing on these, there needs to be a people's movement, and there needs to be a long term sustainable approach. There needs to be a long term sustainable approach. Okay, that is all guys about this particular article. I hope guys that you have understood it. Okay, and now we'll move to the next article. Moving to the next article. A leaf out of New Zealand's voting system. A leaf out of New Zealand's voting system. Now, guys, in this particular article, what they are doing, they are talking largely about the New Zealand's voting system that has been there, and you can use this particular idea in GS paper number 2. GS paper number 2, comparison of Indian constitution with the other country's constitution. Comparison of Indian constitution with the other country's constitution. So today we are going to compare voting practices of India, or so voting system of India with the voting system of New Zealand. Okay, let's take this particular article. So basically guys, the article is giving the case study of Odisha. Now, Odisha in 2019 conducted simultaneous elections. Now, this simultaneous election, also popularly called as one nation, one election, and even the prime minister is pitching idea of one nation, one election. Right now, what happens? Lok Sabha elections and state legislative assembly elections, they are not synchronized. Today, for example, 2019 there was a Lok Sabha election, 2024 there will be Lok Sabha elections, and in between every year one or the other states have been in the election mode. Okay. Now, what is the prime minister's idea? Prime minister's idea is that every year states on in the different times are fighting their own legislative assembly elections, and then after 5 years there is a Lok Sabha election. We should held all these elections at the same time. So on one day or in one time window, people will vote for both legislative assembly elections as well as for the parliament elections, Lok Sabha elections. Now, Odisha already in 2019 has conducted this simultaneous election, where at the same time people of Odisha voted for Lok Sabha as well as they voted for their state legislative assemblies. In 2019, they have done this particular thing. Now, here article is saying that what Odisha did, it is very much similar to New Zealand's concept of split voting. Let's understand what is this New Zealand's concept of voting here. So basically, when we talk about guys India follows first past the post voting system. First past the post voting system. Now this is a very simple voting system in which what happens, a person who wins the maximum number of votes will be declared as a winner. Doesn't matter that whether a person is getting 51% vote or not, but the person who gets the maximum vote will be declared as winner. And as listen, okay, so every person winning maximum vote, let's say even if that particular vote is 30%, the person will be declared as winner. And whichever parties have more MPs, whichever parties will have more MPs, that particular party will make the government at center, government at in the Lok Sabha. That is very clear. But New Zealand system is different. What is New Zealand system? New Zealand follows a mixed member proportional system. Mixed member proportional system. Now, what is mixed member proportional system? So basically, voters, they will give two votes. Voters in New Zealand will give two votes. One will be the party vote. One will be the party vote. And party vote will define that which political party will get what much proportion or what much representation in parliament. So MMP, the voters, New Zealand's voters, they will cast two votes. One vote will be party vote, and that party vote will determine that which party will have how much share in parliament. And their parliament has 120 seats. And second is electorate vote. And electorate vote is to elect the local MP. Elect the local MP. Now, let me give you one example. Let me give you one example. Suppose I feel that XYZ political party is good at the level of center. XYZ political party is good at the level of center. Let's say 2024 Lok Sabha election. 2024 Lok Sabha election. I think that XYZ political party is good at the level of center. And if I want that XYZ political party should come at the center, I need to vote the MPs from XYZ political party. Okay. XYZ political party, I need to vote the MPs. Now, let's say Mr. A is contesting from my constituency. Mr. A is constituent is contesting a vote from my constituency. And Mr. A belongs to XYZ political party. And if I want XYZ political party in the parliament in Lok Sabha, then I have to vote for Mr. A. But there might be the possibility that Mr. A is a criminal, Mr. A is an unethical person, or I know that Mr. A is a corrupt person. Now, here, if I want that XYZ political party should come at center, I have to vote for Mr. A, who has been floated by XYZ party. Even if A is corrupted, even if A is unethical person. So I am in this particular kind of a dilemma. Fine, this is a problem. But in New Zealand, they have solved this problem. What they do? They come out with this mixed member proportional system. What happens in this mixed member proportional system? A person will have two votes. One will be party vote, which will determine on this particular vote, it will be determined that which party will have a large number, will have seats in the parliament. And other vote will be the vote to decide a local MP. Local MP. So in this, there will be a large number of benefits that will come. Will understand this thing, understand this particular thing. So voters can split their vote. Voters can split their vote. Giving both vote to one political party means I want this party's MP also, I want this party in parliament also. Double take vote. Or they can split their vote means they will give that in my region I want MP from ABC party, but at center I want MP from XYZ party. So this is the concept that has been there in this is the concept that has been there in the New Zealand. This is the concept that has been there in New Zealand. Now, guys, understand this particular thing that when we talk about the MMP share, it has certain criticisms also. For example, it may prompt a voter to vote a party just so that, okay, or what they can do. Now, this can work negatively also. For example, I don't want XYZ political party to be in the center. What I will do? I will specifically vote for ABC party. Okay. Not because I want ABC, but I don't want XYZ. So I will vote for other party. Fine. So anti-incumbency will increase. There will be some benefits also. What benefits are there? Split voting system allows for more localized accountability. The leader that you now see, often it is not the case that you want a same person on same party at center as well as in your region. You want some differences. You want that a different person might be able to serve your areas better. So what it allows such localized accountability. Second, as parties often don't need to concentrate on individual candidate winnability, they can emphasize on politics and ideology at a larger level. Third, it improves representation for women, indigenous communities. Okay. After that, there is also one thing. Now, what happened in 2014? Wave of a particular political party was there. BJP wave was there. And any person contesting on the BJP ticket won the election. So, what happens? What happens in this particular thing? In this particular way, the people just cannot ride the wave of the political party. If you have to get elected at the local level, you have to prove your competence. You have to prove your competence. It gives flexibility to voter can get the best of the both. And in New Zealand we have seen that because of this particular thing, even the age, if what has happened, even the average age of MP in New Zealand have come down. Even the average age of MP in the New Zealand has come down. Is it clear or not? So this is about it. Okay. So guys, in India, we can learn by such kind of a practices and can adopt it in a limited capacity. That is about it. And now the main practice question for today. Data shows that India is home to some of the most polluted cities in the world. In this context, discuss the need for a citizen involved strategy of city building. Now, this article, we are going to see this particular question will be important for GS paper number 3, environment 10 marker question. Okay. And guys, one more thing, that if you have any doubt with respect to the ethics course, okay, or anything else also, you can directly reach to me on Telegram, and my handle is @Sahil, Sahil, Sahil, thinking palette, thinking palette. So you can just @Sahil thinking palette. With this handle, you can search me on Telegram. You can just type it in search bar, and you can directly reach out to me if you have any doubts or any queries. Okay, one query is there, sir. Batch in batch 2 it is showing one module, batch 1 8 module. See, that is the number of units that will be there. Both the courses, both the batch 1 and batch 2 are same. Batch 1 was live, batch 2 is recorded. Okay, so as the classes will be uploaded in batch 2 also, there will be the 8 modules mean the 8 units. In batch 1 already they have been completed, so it is showing 8. In batch 2 it will be started from today, so right now it is showing only 1, and over the period it will be uploaded. Okay, so batch 1 was a live batch 2 is a recorded batch. This is the difference. Okay, content is the same. Okay, so this is about it, guys, and now we'll meet tomorrow. Till then, please take care of yourself.